Hello YouTube and welcome to Martinsville, Virginia, and a lovely view of the commitment cone at the tail end of pit lane, as that is what the pit lane 1 camera has for us today. We are here for qualifying for the race number 11 of the season, and first car out onto the track for us is not going to be the 49, it will actually be the 16 of Tristan Wilhoit, the Wii Ford here for the Nintendo Wii Ford for Roush Fenway Racing. Comes into this race third in the owner's points. Actually, I will probably know more about the bottom of the points today. Actually, I need to move this over. There we go. Will Hoyt does not have to worry about qualifying in on speed, though. That is the guarantee there because he is locked in. Trying to wait till it gets to the next car. That works either way. Stephen Paul III, car 23, will race. They are locked in. 28th in the owner's points coming in. Stephen Paul III not earning points last week, but this car did finish 41st with Steve Pollard behind the wheel. Actually good for me that is this scheme because I just realized I forgot to actually change the other one back to Stephen Paul III. Whoops. Either way, Stephen will race, just a matter of where they start. That's who I was trying to get to. Zachary DeLello, car 49, is currently third quickest in this group. The unsponsored BAM Racing Dodge, currently 52nd in the owner's points, obviously because they've only attempted 3 races so far this season, but are second highest of the 5 part-time COT cars only, so they got that going for them. Zach Rogers in car number 10 will race. They are top 10 in the owner's points coming into this one. They have yet to DNQ this season, and it won't happen here because they will be guaranteed into the field. The rookie is currently now 11th quickest in this group, the Valvoline Dodge with the red roof number. William Flickinger, car 40, the Target House Dodge, getting on track for the first time in this session. They will have to make it in on speed. 46th in the owner's points for the 40 car. Not the lowest actually of the full-time cars anymore, so that's a good news for them. They'll try and make it in, and they've actually done a pretty good job at making the COT races this season, so we'll have to see how they can do. Amy Shelley, car number 12, the Mobile 1 Dodge, is just setting her first lap of the session. She will race 19th in the owner's points coming in for the Penske Racing Dodge. And so they don't have to worry about their speed at all, just a matter of where do they start. Most recent winner, Henry Williams in car 77, currently third quickest, one of the Go homers, and the highest of the COT part-time only cars. Comes into this race 50th in the owner's points, actually is higher than the 78 car, who is running only the non-COT races. So, in many less races, the 77 is higher in points than the 78. Go figure. Worth mentioning on Henry Williams, Camping World and Kingsford and all that, all the sponsors on this car, deciding that they wanted to be a part of Henry Williams' All-Star Race appearance. So Robbie Gordon Race Motorsports here has actually put together one of their number 7 cars and renumbered it as a 77. They will enter the All-Star Race with Camping World as the main sponsor for Henry Williams. Cole Deaver in car number 8 is currently 16th, now 9th quickest in this group, 20th in the owner's points coming in, and they will race. That's not matter of debate here for the Budweiser Elvis Presley Chevrolet, just a matter of where they start. William Brock, car 18, the Interstate Battery Chevrolet, is currently 8th quickest in this group, and they are a Go homer, 40th in the owner's points coming in for William Brock right now, so they're looking to put together a solid race, just make the field and get see where they can go from there. Worth mentioning, this is the final race before the All-Star break, so it's the final opportunity for drivers who have yet to win to actually get into the All-Star race next week. Samet Ozkan driving the number 29 car, 16th quickest right now in this group. They are a go or go homer as well. They've DNQ'd a couple times now this season. 36th in the owner's points for the 29 team. And boy, is that a fall from grace for a team that not only the organization running normally really well in this series, but this particular car number is coming off an Owners Championship season, and right now Ozkan not doing the same job that Enrage was able to do last year. Jeffrey McCullough, the lowest car of the full-time drivers, is currently 5th quickest, the Irwin Tools Ford, looking to try and make this race and get ahead of someone at least in points. And excuse me for a moment. Sorry about that. As I was saying about McCullough, trying to make the race so that he can try and move ahead of someone in points, preferably, I guess, Alexander Rowe, who is the closest car to him in the points coming into this one, so we'll have to see how that can go. Speaking of Alexander Rowe, currently is 18th quickest in the Miller Lite Dodge, car number 2. 48th in the owner's points for the 2 car. By the way, the 26th, 49th in owner's points. Trying to figure out who the full-time car is that would be below them. That there's 49. I don't know. Oh, never mind. There's 45 full-time cars. That's what it is. I'm sorry. So 26, 49, the 2 is 48th, and there you go, seeing that I'm still on Facebook. Thank you, I have done a very good job this episode. Henry Sanford, the Domino's Pizza Toyota, car 00, is currently 4th quickest. They do not have to worry about their speed either. 23rd in the owner's points coming into this race weekend, so have to see how Henry can do. James Qualls, car number 11, the FedEx Kinko Chevrolet Impala, is currently 25th quickest. Good thing that they are top 10 in the owner's points. First time in 3 seasons that this 11 car has actually looked competent. It has been a while since the 11 car has run well in this series. And right now James Qualls is doing it proud, although his qualifying speed could be better. Clearly Zachary Fitzwater not on the racetrack right now, so we'll get back to him in a moment. Dylan Young, the Nicorette Chevrolet car number 24, is currently 13th quickest. He will race 18th in the owner's points coming into this race weekend for the Hendrick Motorsports Chevy. A car number that won twice last year but couldn't get even into the top 42 in points, so definitely a way better showing this time around. Seth Cole, just a little bit ahead of him on track, 14th quickest in the 25 car. Another car that struggled massively last year. Seth currently has the car 15th in owner's points though, so they will race. Still looking for his first win of the season. We'll have to see if it can come this week. Zachary Fitzwater now finally on the racetrack, at least in some regards. The Dodge Dealers number 19 for Evernham Racing, currently 5th quickest in this group, and for the first time all season, Zachary Fitzwater does not have to worry about qualifying in on speed. This car is locked in, 29th in the owner's points for car 19, and Fitzwater much overjoyed, much relaxed in the garage area this week. Just because he finally does not have to worry about he doesn't have to worry about qualifying in, he doesn't have to worry about how fast other cars go. It's just a matter of, can he put down one quick lap, put himself up towards the front of the grid, and then run well. That's all he has to worry about. Ali Nelson, the 360 OTC number 36 Toyota for Bill Davis Racing, is currently 21st quickest, and does not have the same luxury that a Zachary Fitzwater does, because they are a go-or-go-home car. 39th in the owner's points for the 36. Oh, and by the way, for once, this is a COT race where the top 30 in owner's points are all here, worth mentioning. I actually did not say that at the top of the broadcast, so. Allie Nelson is a go-go homer, 39th in the owner's points, just looking for some momentum here, and right now needs a quicker lap time. Mary Shelley is currently 19th quickest in this group, and she might need a quicker lap time as well, as she only has one past Champions Provisional left for usage for this car for the remainder of the season. And when I say that, actually, she only has one left for her for the entire season, even if she switched over to, say, the 88 car. Shelley is 32nd in the owner's points coming into this one, about 90 points almost out of the... Actually, it's closer to 80. It's 81 points out of the top 30 coming in. And Shelley right now really will need a good run here today. Or this weekend, I mean. Christopher Pierce is currently 25th quickest in this group. Does not have to worry about that, though, as they are 24th in the owner's points coming in. So the 41 car currently is safely in the field, but not terribly safe to where if they run bad, they might not be sweating a little bit. Mark George in car 42 is a little bit even closer to that all-elusive bubble. Has been falling back a little bit last couple weeks. 27th in the owner's points for the 42 Big Red Dodge this week. 13th quickest right now, though. Putting a solid effort in. We'll have to see where that ends up, though. RJ Reynolds, currently 16th quickest, is a go-go homer, but with a lot of momentum recently. 38th in the owner's points for the 44 car, as currently only one of the Michael Waltrip Racing cars is locked into the field, and that is the 00. So it was a rough start to the year, though, for RJ, but starting to turn around and got some momentum, at least if nothing else, from the Truck Series side of things, where he is a two-time winner. Alger Baranowski just behind him in the 46, is currently 6th quickest in the Weiler Racing TRD 360 OTC Toyota here. Dead last in owner's points of all cars, so that is the unfortunate thing. So looking to maybe make the race and try and put together a solid effort to try and pass, if nothing else, the 98 car, who's didn't even show up or didn't run in the D&Q race last week, and so therefore doesn't have any extra points coming in. Joshua Osborne in the 70 is currently 12th quickest, the Haas CNC Racing Chevrolet here. They are a go-go homer as well, 31st in the owner's points. They are 3 points below 30th coming into this one. So gonna have to try and put it into the show and hope for a good effort here. Maybe some misfortune out of someone ahead of him as well might help him a little bit. And the final car to talk about, Max Anderson in the 88 is currently 14th quickest and is a go-go home car. They are 37th in the owner's points coming in, the Snickers Ford. Oh, we might be in the... Oh, yeah, we are. Okay, so lap times will not count. Mark George jumping up and putting together the quickest lap time of the session, and a few ties, which will make my job a whole lot harder. Mark George sets the quickest lap time in this session, meaning Shelly will not get her fifth pole of the year so far. Couple ties I noticed, Henry Sanford, but that is actually that would put him ahead of McCullough on tiebreaker. Fitzwater would also be ahead of Baranowskis on tiebreaker, and then as pictured right there, Cold Evers ahead of Henry Williams on tiebreaker. Luckily, none of those tiebreakers actually matter in the regards to the Go homers. There is one tiebreaker that does matter, Brock and Anderson. That tiebreaker will go to Anderson. Qualls will actually be ahead of RJ if RJ should make the race. Cars in trouble to make the field would be RJ Reynolds, Zachary DeLello, William Flickinger, Samet Ozkan, and Alexander Rowe from this group, as well as Ali Nelson. Good to note that all of the cars 19th, no car locked into the field was lower than 19th in this group, so that's a good thing. That said, we'll be right back for group number 2 here from Martinsville. And we are back for group number 2. Gonna have to kind of wait a little bit to see who's gonna be the first car out on track. Looks like this is gonna be about our best camera angle here. There we go. And now we go back to TV1. Will Lewis, first car on the racetrack. They are 12th in the owner's points coming in, so they will race. No doubts about that one. For Will Lewis, a little bit of hard times here as of late. They're a little bit falling down, but going to have to try and put together a solid race and maybe put themselves back into the top 10 points as we start to get closer to the halfway point of this regular season. Johnny Gardner with the Penske Tools, or not Tools, Penske Truck Rental scheme this week. Gonna have to try and make it in on speed. They are 30. That is not 30. That is 45th in the owner's points. I am sorry. There are a few of the part-time cars ahead of them that aren't here. For instance, the 47 car. So Johnny Gardner gonna have to try and hope to put it in the show first and foremost today. And Martinsville might be a tough one to do so. Preston Plord in car number 20, probably thankful that he doesn't have to worry about qualifying as much. 13th in the owner's points coming in. Gonna have to try and put together a solid qualifying effort here though, so he can maybe begin himself to the inside line for Sunday and get a good solid run to try and put himself into the top 10 in owner's points moving forward. Sam Young, a car that's been on a little bit of a string of good finishes as of late. The Wiley X Chevrolet looking to end a losing streak that dates back to the Season 2 Daytona 500. Comes into this race though 4th in the owner's points, so if they can put the car towards the front of the field, maybe look to capitalize on gaining some ground maybe on the 9 of Charles Jackson, who knows? But I'm sure Sam Young would love to put it in victory lane so he can actually make it into the All-Star race. Kev Shear, the man of the weekend here in car 43 on the triggered Kev Shear weekend here at Martinsville. Currently second quickest in car 43, trying to put his car in the field first and foremost. 47th in the owner's points coming in for the 43 team. And it has not been a good first part of the season. They're probably looking forward to the All-Star break, trying to sort some things out and just figure something out with this car, because neither Petty car has run very well at all this season. Tim Randolph is currently 6th quickest in car number 60. The Riley's No Fear Ford with Dollar General on board the car as well. 11th in the owner's points coming in, so another car looking to try and put it into the put his car back into the top 10. They had fallen out last week after a unlucky run, I think is what, if I remember correctly at least. Just put his car up to the top of the board, though it's not quickest overall yet, but just quickest of this group. Vince Amarego is currently second quickest in car 15, now third quickest in the 15, as actually now fourth quickest this time, still continue to move around. The Sylvania Menard Chevrolet comes into this race top 10 in the owner's points, so they're doing a spectacular job with the rookie here, as Vince Amarego just looks to keep the momentum rolling here, maybe get a victory before the All-Star break, put himself into the show. Matt Dixon in car 84 is currently the quickest car in this group, 19.77. That is not the quickest time overall yet, as Dixon got a little loose off of turn 4 there, falls to second quickest as the 60 goes first overall. For Dixon, he is 53rd in the owners, or this car is 53rd in the owners points, as this is just their fourth attempt of the year, I believe, at this point. Seeing as they're only attempting the COT races. So their goal basically just put it in the show first and foremost and then see what happens. Work with the 83 a little bit maybe, who knows. Bill Bragg Jr. in car 22, the Caterpillar Toyota, currently is the quickest car in this group at 19.70. They do not have to worry about qualifying in on speed though, as they are top 10 in the owner's points. If I remember correctly, they are 9th coming into this race weekend. Having to share the Caterpillar sponsorship obviously with the 23, so let's see how that can go. Charles Jackson, the points leader coming into this race, as well as the owner's points leader, currently not looking all that quick. 25th quickest in this group, which I believe, well, okay, it's second slowest. Either way, the 9 car not looking all that great. Maybe going to have to get some notes from the 10 and the 98 maybe, who knows, or the 19 even, as I know Fitzwater was quick in the other group, who knows. But Jackson doesn't have to qualify in on speed. That's the good news, I guess, in a qualifying session like this for him. So we'll have to see what Jackson can figure out between now and race day for to put the handling in on this number 9 car. Chris Louvier is currently third quickest, the U.S. Army Chevrolet, as I need to see what's on the deck lid. Louvier does not have to worry about qualifying in on speed. There we go, okay. 22nd in the owner's points coming into this one, the U.S. Army Chevrolet, as this is actually the DEI version of the car, as I've come to figure out. Either way, they will race. That's the main point. Jonathan Zorline, currently 23rd quickest, again will race, 16th in the owner's points coming into this one with the Jim Beam Ford. So gonna have to see how they can do. Probably just looking to, they would look for a more solid starting spot if they could, because right now that's probably going to put them back in the field, probably in rows 19 and 20, somewhere in that area. Sky Commons in the 83 car is currently 10th quickest in this session. They are a go or go home car, 41st in the owner's points for the Red Bull Toyota. Some rumors starting to go around the garage area of a Pollard ending up in this car next year. We'll have to see how that develops or not over the course of the year. That is completely unconfirmed at this point, just rumored. So just getting that out there. William Duncan in the AT&T Chevrolet is currently 18th quickest, and they do not have to worry about qualifying on speed, although they do need to worry about where they finish. 25th in the owner's points for Duncan coming into, or for the 31 team coming into this race. So not terribly safe on speed at all. Well, on points I should say. Chris Washer in car number 5 is 22nd quickest right now, and not able to really take advantage of what Jackson had going on, although Jackson, as I look over on the board, apparently jumped up to 4th at some point. I didn't see that. Washer is 2nd in the points, and this car is 2nd in the owner's points coming into this race weekend, so We'll have to see what Wash can do. Might need to share some notes with his teammates as well, figure out what they need to do to dial this car in. Charles Sanford in the 05 car is currently 5th quickest, as someone has apparently lighted a fuse on this car this weekend. 44th in the owner's points for the 05 team. Has not been a very good season so far, but then again, they're still trying to just build up the equipment a little bit. So let's see how it can go. Right now, looking solid, though, to make this race. Steve Pollard in car 98 is 13th quickest right now in this group, and they will have to make it in on speed. 54th in the owner's points after not showing up last weekend. They actually were ahead of the 84 prior to that, so... And for Pollard, it's actually an important qualifying session because he is, I think, still one of the wild cards coming into this one. So let's see. Mohammed Zain Abdullah, car number 1 with the Bass Pro Shop silverish car a little bit this week. Does not have to worry about qualifying in on speed. They are 24th. Not 24th. That's 14th in the owner's points for the 1. Jack James with a little bit of pressure on him this weekend, not for qualifying, but in the race. 19th quickest right now for the 4 car, but they are in the 30th spot in the owner's points coming in, meaning a poor race, and Jack James might be on the outside looking in going into the Coca-Cola 600 race weekend in terms of qualifying. So let's see how it can go here for him. Right now, 19th quickest, not a very good qualifying effort. Delon Abrahamian in the 6th car, the AAA Insurance Ford, will race 17th in the owner's points. As I see, it's the version of the car that has nothing on the deck lid. They will race. They're fairly safe right now, but would still like a solid effort going into the All-Star break. I mean, because who wouldn't? Brian Patterson, the DeWalt Ford, is slipped back a little bit since his Atlanta win. Is currently 20. They are 26th in owner's points coming into this race weekend. So, again, another car that needs to rebound a little bit here as they've fallen on harsh times a little bit recently. Jessica Shelton in the 21 car is currently 14th quickest in this group and holds the 10th spot in owner's points right now. So that is the all elusive spot here, because obviously we'll take the top 10 for the owner's chase and the top 10 for the driver's chase, and then we'll add in a couple of wild cards. So right now, Jess needing to put together a solid effort here this race weekend, which I don't see why she wouldn't be able to. So Tom Shelley, the Wells Fargo Dodge, is 15th quickest right now in this session, 43rd in the owner's points coming into this race. And like I said, it has not been a very good season so far for the Petty Enterprises team. Maybe they can rebound it here. Who knows? Martinsville's been, I think it's been a fairly good track for them. So we'll have to see. Kyle Matthews in the 48 car, the Lowe's Chevrolet, will race 21st in the owner's points for car 48, and it was just announced this week that Kyle has re-signed on for another season to drive this Lowe's Chevrolet, as he will return to the 48 car for the 2008 season. Right now, not terribly quick, but again, fairly safe in points, I believe. So let's see. As Charles Sanford goes up to the top of the board, and I just looked, the pole sitting time will come from this group, as I need to rush through these final few cars. Zach Flickinger, car 55, with the gray bumper, the gray splitter, 7th quickest right now for the Napa Toyota. 35th in the owner's points coming into this race weekend, so they're going to look to try and put together a solid effort if they make the race. And the final car I needed to talk about, the Office Depot Ford of Levi McIntyre here. They will race. They are top 10 in the owner's points coming into this one, and it's the 23. I don't think it matters for this, but it's the 2377. Okay, good. Like I said, Levi will race. I believe they are 7th in the owner's points. 8th. Sorry. My apologies. Yeah, well, they will race, so. And that is it for qualifying. So Matt Dixon will be the pole sitter for this race. And joining him on the front row will be the 05 of Charles Sanford. So the S3 Motorsports team puts it on the front row from Martinsville. So go figure, a race that doesn't require too much of an engine ends up putting them into the field. Beyond that, we'll have to see how the rest of the field shakes out. It's going to be a struggle for Johnny and Kev and Tom Shelley to all make the field, I believe, if I'm being brutally honest. Although, I've been wrong before. So, I don't know what to say on that regard. Other than that, the only thing I really can say is thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And subscribe if you haven't today for more racing and gaming related action on the channel. I'm Gorn291, and I'll see you next time.